why I'm rude in real life. Now, something that I want to get across to everyone listening is just because you make improvements in your life and you become more enlightened and open-minded and you make strides in your life to accomplish more positive things and become a more peaceful, healthier person, it doesn't mean the second you step out the door, right, and you're out in the real world, no one else gives a shit about that. And no one else is even remotely close to doing anything similar to that. So, people, it's common knowledge that we compare people to cattle, right? We compare people to sheep or cows or whatever. And if you're this zen, peaceful guy, if you're this just calm guy, people are going to try to shit on that, right? People are going to make little slick comments. They're going to do little fuckery that's going to get under your skin. And they're going to just outright either disrespect you or ignore you. Things like that, right? If you're too calm. See, even calmness a lot of the time is taken for weakness. Even myself, right? I'm a very calm person. I rarely ever raise my voice. I rarely ever yell. I don't like to. I can, for the most part, assert my dominance just through my eyes, right? Just by someone looks at me and I have the face of someone and it's like, don't fuck with that guy, right? But that only works on people who know what to look for. And that's maybe 60% of them. There's still like 40% of people that are so fucking dumb. You have to be a bit of an asshole. You have to be a bit rude when you're out in public. And I'm at a point now where I notice that shit works much more smoothly for me when I do raise my voice, whether I'm talking to, like, let's say a coworker or some shit, or like whether I'm talking to a girl I'm dealing with. People respect, like, and it's sad, but because that's counterproductive, in a spiritual sense. But when you're dealing with people who are so delayed, you have to do unnatural things. So, if it's like a girl I'm dealing with, it's like they respond to, like, a sort of, not loud, not really yelling, but like, yeah, come on, hey, like snappy, direct, brief, like to the point, way of communication, and that I'm noticing that with everyone I deal with, out in the real world, that is, because people are just, they're trained to, they're like cattle. They only budge. They only, they're so asleep. It's like they only respond if you, like, do something like, kind of severe. It's like, yo, hey, come on. Like, you have to be, like, very quick and snappy like that. And it is rude. I mean, it's not polite. And I'm pretty antisocial in public too. People will just, another thing, people will, if you're just like calm and chill, people will just kind of like suck the energy out of you, They'll start asking you for all kinds of favors and shit. And so you get to a point where, like, you don't even want people to try to take advantage of you anymore, right? Like, it gets exhausting even being, like, preyed on. It gets exhausting even being looked at. You can tell when, like, someone's just looking at you and they're going to try to shake you down for some shit. They're going to try to, oh, yo, can you do this or this? Or a girl, she's, hey, can you do this favor for me? And you get sick of that shit. And even if you're not the kind of person to do shit like that for people, which I'm really not, if you even look chill or reserved, people are going to see what they can get out of you, right? So you almost have to start walking around in society with this kind of rude, don't talk to me kind of attitude, It's kind of fucked up, but it just is what it is. And a lot of guys, they try to be more extroverted because they think it'll get them laid more. And to a small degree, that's true, but it's not worth the work. It's not worth the output. You'd be better off just being blunt and direct and going for what you want, right? And just being like, yo, what's up? Hey, yo, I like you. Yo, let's hook up. All right, cool, bet. Here's my number. Like, that shit actually gets you farther with women, gets you farther with your job. Even with other men, I noticed, like, people just people react stronger and they respect you more when you're this kind of rude, blunt, to direct to the point, a little bit loud kind of asshole, you know? If you're now, don't go overboard with it to the point where you're getting in fights with people, but people don't understand your self-development. They don't understand if you're trying to be more peaceful and positive. Now, when I tell men all these things, right, being kind of rude and an asshole in public, you still want to let go of your ego and have your inner peace, right? You don't let this manifest into your identity. See, in the past, I used to be egotistical and I was a rude asshole out and about. And then I was also like a rude asshole with myself, right? Like it was a mask I was wearing and it was kind of like a double-edged sword. Like I really identified as that. See, I don't identify as that anymore. I do it just because I have to do it, but it's not really who I am, you know? And when I'm at home or when I'm having my own inner dialogue with myself, as we all do, talking to your conscious or whatever, I know that it's just something I have to do. It's not really who I am. So it can be confusing because you want to become this enlightened, peaceful person, and then at the same time, you don't want to get stepped on. And if you don't know what you're doing, you'll sway from one side to the other, and you'll start to become consumed by different parts of it. But it's almost like it's not an ego mask anymore, where it's like you're being an asshole because you think this is who you have to be and you really embody it. It's just literally just a mask that I wear when I go out the door because I know that's all the cattle understand, the sheep. But I know it's just to get me through obstacles. It's not because I actually feel I need to be this person because of my own insecurities like it used to be. A lot of men are insecure. They feel like they're not, like maybe they're lacking in certain regards or character qualities, so they try to become rude and egotistical and an asshole. And yeah, it'll get you results, but then you kind of start to hate yourself too. For me, I'm at a point now where it's like, I know in an ideal world, I could just be my chill, peaceful self. But unfortunately, because people are still, severely lacking, when I do go out into the world, I do have to put on that sort of rude kind of asshole mask or demeanor. But it's no longer to like cover any shortcomings or for any egotistical reasons. It's just to move people in the right directions, move them out of my way, and to just make things flow smoother. So to any of you guys who are kind of confused, where it's like you're trying to become more peaceful and chill and understand life and really start to enjoy it and love yourself, but at the same time you see that people out in public are still kind of like really fucked up, and you're wondering why all this development I'm doing for myself has no impact on them and why they don't appreciate it or treat me better. It's because they're never gonna, right? People are kind of set in what they're gonna be, and you still have to deal with them accordingly, no matter how developed you become. And it's sad, but it is what it is. And as time goes on, you kind of just become numb to it, and you naturally learn how to flow with it. And you kind of just become like that little dog or that little wolf that chases the cattle into the barn or into the stable. And that's that. But deep down, you still have your peace. You're still a much better person than you are coming across as. You just know what you have to do. You don't want people wasting your time. You don't want to make small talk. You don't want, you get over all that shit. You're like, I have important shit to do. I don't want to make small talk. Me and my friends, we're hanging out and then like some girl comes over that he's trying to holler at, and he's like, yo man, why are you so antisocial? I'm like, bro, because I'm not fucking her. I'm not gonna go out of my way to be super chatty and waste all that energy chatting up some bitch that I'm not fucking. I can be super direct and blunt and honest with the girls I am fucking, and it just flows so much smoother. Why do I have to pretend to be so interested in some bitch's life that I don't care about? So I'm kind of rude, and like, yeah, it kind of rubs people. It rubbed him and her the wrong way. But it's like, bro, like, it's not worth the effort to me anymore. What's the point of that? I don't want to just be some energetic tampon for some broad because you're trying to fuck her or whatever it is. You know, a lot of guys, they fall for these games for years, and you just get tired of it, and you really stop giving a shit what people think. You know, it's just like, you just realize, like, a lot of the things people try to do for attention and shit, it's just not worth the energy on your end to give it to them. You know, a lot of it is them trying to build their egos up, you know, like the girl who comes over and wants to chat, she just wants attention. She wants to get her ego blown up. You know, she doesn't really want to have a two-way conversation. She wants you to just listen to what she says and agree with her and blow her head up. And then some asshole like me who's just blunt and doesn't give a shit is going to just fuck her when you're not blowing your head up. So it's just like, bro, what's the point of all that shit, man? I apologize if this video is kind of a ramble, like me all over the place. But you know, I've been smoking a little something something. But that's really just that, man. Like this world, whether you like it or not, whether it's the moral thing or not, you know, whether you can justify it to yourself or not, it's either going to turn you into a bit of an asshole, and so you just know how to push people out of your way and do what you got to do, or it's gonna you're just gonna continue to get trampled. And God bless the people, if you believe in God, God bless the people who can just get trampled their whole lives and not like lose their fucking mind, because I can't even make small talk with like a girl that I'm not fucking. I can't even make small talk. Like, it's just, that is so energetically draining to me. I'm just like, dude, like, no. Like, I'm not in the business of just giving my energy away to random people, you know, and doing favors for people and shit. Like, I don't understand why you think I would enjoy that. Like, I don't understand why other people enjoy that on some real shit. It's okay to be selfish, you know. It's selfish is just taking care of the self. A lot of people that come across as nice, they're just exerting a lot of energy in hopes of getting what they want. It's not really because they're genuinely interested in whoever they're talking to. It's all just games and manipulations. But when you actually become a more decent person internally, more genuine, more true to your values, or true to yourself, you actually start doing things that other people might deem rude or asshole-ish, but at least you're being honest, you know. Like, me being as blunt and rude as I am, at least I'm being honest. This is like, I'm not lying about how I'm feeling, so I don't know. But yeah, that's just the point of it, man. You go out into the world, and the shit people just are gonna do over and over and over and over, it's gonna turn you into a bit of a rude asshole. But when you know how to make it work for you, you start kind of managing people. You know, you just realize that they're fucking cattle. Even if you're not a leader, even if you're not a quote unquote alpha male, you'll start to just, you know, if you want it at least, you'll start to just, if you want, like, you know, to not get taken advantage of, you'll start to just learn how to manage people, push them in the direction they need to go in. And it's, it just is what it is, man.